We got a little Trump Epstein update that I wanted to bring you. Just a little quick one. Y'all remember he was just in Scotland having a little vacation, playing golf on his golf course. And he had Keir Starmer, or some people I've heard call him Kid Starver, the head of the UK. He was there to greet him and glad hand him and cup the balls, and he was at this interview. And this was a piece that I forgot to mention, which I thought was just glorious and too good to pass up. He was asked a question about Jeffrey Epstein while he was there, and the answer, not the best.
Not correct, because if we had it, we would have used it on the guy. It's a bad issue. They say it's a good issue for Trump. Do you know that my poll numbers are up 4.5 points since this ridiculous Epstein stuff?
Yeah, well, that just doesn't say very much for your supporters. They're still part of a cult, and it's your cult.
My poll numbers have gone up 4.5 points because people don't buy it. Okay, people don't buy it. And he's gone, and we want to focus on trade deals. I want to focus on the deal we just made with the European Union, which is the biggest trade deal in history. It's the biggest deal, I think, in history, not just trade deal. So if they would have had something, they would have used it.
And people keep writing stories at the time he threw him out of Mar A Lago. Can you settle that? What was it about? What caused the breach with him?
He said, what caused the breach? Why did you throw Epstein out of Mar A Lago? Now, up until this point, we were all under the impression that it was over some real estate deal, which totally tracks Donald Trump, Mr. Real Estate, and Mr. Bad Real Estate Deals. Everybody was under the impression that it was because, Epstein outbid him or something for a piece of property in Florida, and it pissed Donald Trump off. And, that was a perfectly reasonable explanation that Donald Trump could lay on his followers and they would believe. But he's asked that same question again. Why the breakup? Why did you guys break up? And Donald Trump has got a completely different answer this time.
That's such old history. Very easy to explain, but I don't want to waste your time.
I don't want to bore you or anything.
But for years, I wouldn't talk to Jeffrey Epstein. I wouldn't talk.
Why's that?
He did something that was inappropriate. He hired help. And I said, don't ever do that again. He stole people that worked for me. I said, don't ever do that again. He did.
Now, is he talking about Virginia Giuffre, who was an underage massage therapist at Mar A Lago? And that is what the story is that Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell, approached her, flirted with her a little bit, and said, hey, I've got a client that would love to get a massage from a professional like you, and it could really help your career. And I believe that she was either 16 or 17 years old at the time. And if that is the person that Donald Trump is talking about that he poached, by the way, just the way he says it, he took one of my people. He's like, did you own them? And why are you employing underage people? But okay.
Did it again, and I threw him out of the place. Persona non grata. I threw him out.
Persona non grata.
Glad I did. If you want
Flagrante
And by the
delicto.
way, I never went to the island, and Bill Clinton went there supposedly 28 times. I never went to the island, but Larry Summers, I hear, went there. He was the head of Harvard. And many other people that are very big people. Nobody ever talks about them. I never had the privilege of going to his island.
What was that? What was that? I never had the privilege of going to his island. I mean, he would. I mean, a lot of people went, and why didn't he invite me? I mean, I never had the privilege to go to the beautiful island with all the beautiful young women. I never got that privilege. It would have been such a privilege to go, but he never let me do it. So, I never went. Bill Clinton 28 times. Larry Summers, he went all the time.
And I did turn it down, but a lot of people in Palm Beach were invited to his island. In one of my very good moments, I turned it down. I didn't want to go to his island.
I turned it down. Wait a minute, hold on. You didn't get the privilege to go, or you turned it down, because those are kind of contradictory. Anyway, he was on the way home. He does a little airplane press conference where, damn, man, you are out playing golf all this time and you look whiter than you did. Wait a minute, hold on. Tan? Not tan. Tan? Not tan. Maybe he's trying a different kind of foundation, you know? I mean, you got to mix it up, I guess. His vagina neck, though, is looking pretty good, though. Your hair, dog, man, it's thinner than ever. You might need to, you know, get yourself a new bottle of blonde. But anyway, somebody asked him on the plane about, you know, what about this whole he's poaching your employees? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yesterday, your falling out with Jeffrey Epstein was over him taking some of the workers from your business.
Your fallout from Jeffrey Epstein was about him taking some of your workers from your business.
But your administration in the past said that you threw him out because he was a creep. So can you explain that discrepancy?
Well, maybe they're the same thing, you know, it's sort of a little bit of the same thing. But no, he took people that worked for me, and I told him don't do it anymore, and he did it, and I said, stay the hell out of here.
What did they do? Go ahead.
So is that what was meant by being
Who
a
are you
creep?
with?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm the travel pool.
Here we go. Okay, yeah, she's going to say she's with NBC News, and he's going to go fake news, moving on. But anyway, he's just basically reiterating that same thing that, you know, Jeffrey Epstein poached a couple of his employees, and he's going to say, well, that's the reason why. But then again, at the same time, that timeline doesn't really work, because that was after the time he said that he was not talking to Epstein anymore. Oh, Don. This is the problem when you tell lies all the time. You've got to keep track of all of the lies. And these days, the lies are falling on top of each other more and more often. And I mean, look, I still think that Donald is going to be able to get his people to fall back in line. He's made the phone calls to the Charlie Kirks. He's made the phone calls to, you know, the Barry Weisses and the Ben Shapiros and the Benny Johnsons out there to go, hey, stop talking about this because you are stirring up my MAGA base and they're starting to ask questions. Get back on my page and shut the fuck upsville. And they are doing it. So I have no doubt that his people will get back on it was just the Democrats that were, you know, doing the pedophilia, yada, yada, yada. And Donald Trump is going to release the quote unquote credible evidence, because anything with my name on it is obviously not credible, because Joe Biden, he put my name in there. He totally did. Joe Biden, the man who could not tie his shoes, did not even remember what his last name was. I had to tell him at the debate, your last name is Biden. That guy right there, he built a file against me, and for some reason they didn't use it, and they still kept Bill Clinton's name in there. If they had it, why didn't they use it? Give me a fucking break, man. Give me a fucking break. Anyway, that's just a little update. Donald Trump did not have the privilege to go to Jeffrey Epstein's pedophile island. Good for him. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and subscribe. Keep rocking.